Okay, you guys, so Kyle and I spent a Sunday evening doing a whole bunch of old wives' tale gender prediction tests to see, just for fun, what the results were going to be. Okay, so I have in front of me all of our findings. So if you see me looking down, that is why. So let's dive right into these. We did 11, which is kind of a weird number. We were going to have a 12th one, but there was this one test that we decided we weren't going to bother to do, so we ended up with 11, and there's more than 11. There are so many. So we just kind of picked 11 that we were interested in doing, okay? So test number 1 was the wedding ring on a string, and the theory is that if it goes back and forth or side to side, it's a boy, and if it goes in a circle, it's a girl. So let's see.
What do you think it's doing?
It's definitely going side to side.
Side to side?
Okay. Yeah, side to side.
All right, so that's boy.
Okay, so the result was a boy. All right, so moving on. The next test is the baking soda and urine test, which is kind of awkward. So the theory is that if you you mix the baking soda and your urine, first morning urine preferred, but not like, you know, doesn't have to be that. If it fizzes up a ton, it's a boy. If it only bubbles a little bit or doesn't do anything, it's a girl. So let's see. Okay, so we're doing baking soda and urine. You're supposed to do baking soda, tablespoon baking soda with portion of your urine. First morning urine is preferable, but it doesn't have to be. If it fizzes or foams a lot, it's a boy. If it does nothing or bubbles only a little bit, it's a girl.
Oh, it's like making it yellower. So I would say it's fizzing a little.
Yeah, just a little.
Even before I got the clump in there.
You moved.
Yeah, even shaking it up, it's like barely fizzing.
So that's a girl. Girl result. So that one said girl, so pointing for girl. All right, the next test is the spoon or fork test. This one is funny. It says that you have your partner take a spoon and a fork, and when you're not around, they go and they put a spoon and fork down, and they put a pillow on top of each. Then they call back in the mother to be, and the mother to be will sit down on one of the pillows, and if she sits on the spoon, it's a girl. If she sits on the fork, it's a boy. And a lot of the websites suggested you do the best 2 out of 3, so that is what we did. And I will make a note that some websites actually did say that the fork was for the girl and the spoon was the boy. So I think it kind of depends on where you're getting it from, but the majority said spoon girl, so we went with that.
All right, so now we're doing the fork and spoon test. Kyle's gonna hide these, and
under a pillow.
Under pillows, 2 separate pillows, and I'm gonna come in and I'll sit, and the spoon is the girl and the fork is the boy. Although some sites say the opposite, but most of them said that way, so.
Okay.
All right.
You went with the comfort.
Yep.
You got yourself a boy. Alrighty. All right, what do you get? I think this is just it's just so you can watch a girl be off balance and just.
Girl. One more. Well, this
All
will
right.
be the deciding factor.
All righty. Which one do you want it to be?
Boy.
Boy.
So that's a boy result. Okay, so so the results were a point for boy. Okay, so the next test was the pencil test. The theory is that you stick a needle and the eraser of a pencil on a thread, you hold it over the wrist, and if it swings side to side, it's a girl, and if it goes front and up and down, like hand to elbow or elbow to hand, it's a boy. So let's see what happened.
Side to side, girl. Hand to elbow, boy.
Okay.
Looks like boy to me. What do you think?
So, folks, when you watch it in slow-mo, definitely hand to elbow action.
Yeah, that's like very definitely.
Alright.
That's boy
I
all
don't
the
know
way.
if I'm buying.
So it said boy, another point for boy right there. Okay, next test is the hairline test. I had never heard of this test before. This was a weird test to me. So the theory is that you take your newest child, so in our situation, Gray, and you check the back of their hairline. If it comes down into a peak, like if there's a peak, then the child is going to be the opposite gender. If the hairline is straight, it will be the same gender as that current child. So Grayson's hairline was straight. There was no peak, which means it's supposed to be the same gender, so it'll be another boy. The next test was the Mayan tail. This one was interesting. Supposedly the Mayans determined the sex of the baby by, they would take the mother's age at conception and the year of conception. If both of those numbers were even or odd, so basically they match, like both were even or both were odd, then it's supposed to be a girl. If one number was even and one was odd, then it's supposed to be a boy. So let's see what mine said.
All right, you guys, so now we're doing the Mayan tail. The theory is that the Mayans determined the sex of the baby by taking the mother's age at conception. So had I turned 31? Yeah, barely.
How do you write 31 in Mayan?
So 31 and the year of conception, 2013. Both are even or both are odd. They're both odd. Both odd numbers. So if both are even or both are odd, it's a girl. So our results are girl. And if one is even and the other number is odd, it's a boy. But ours are girl.
So point for girl. Okay, so the next test is the infamous cabbage test. So we did the cabbage test with Grayson. We did a lot of these tests with Grayson, but we did the test with Grayson, and we apparently did not let our cabbage soak as long as you're supposed to, so our water wasn't really cabbage water enough. So this year we did it better. The theory is that you take a red cabbage, you boil water, you chop up cabbage, you put it in there, you let it soak, blah blah blah. Then you take the water from that, you mix it with equal parts of urine. Once again, first morning urine preferable, doesn't really matter. They said that if it was pink or red, that it was a boy, and if it was purple, it was a girl. So let's see what mine said.
So we have our very purple cabbage water. And
Can you go ahead and give me a little mad scientist laugh?
Supposed to strain it. There's pieces of cabbage in there. That's fine. And you don't have to use a certain amount, just equal parts. So I'm using only a little bit because I didn't want to deal with lots of pee. Once again, first morning urine's best, but it can be anytime. If it's pink or red, the results are boy. If it's purple, it's girl. They don't tell you that you have to wait. So I guess we'll just let it soak in there. Okay, here it goes. I'm going to add it. You looking? You got it?
Yeah, good.
So let's swirl this together. Those results look.
I'm definitely gonna go with red. You know, pink red.
Yeah, me too.
Red.
So that's boy.
Boy.
So how can you see the color on camera?
I'm just getting your funny face through the glass.
From this angle, it looks really pink.
It's super like
Yeah.
pink red.
Okay.
Like red.
My pee was pretty watery too, so I wonder if that has anything like to do with it.
Okay, so ours was boy, like definitely said boy. Okay, next is the heart rate theory, which everybody's heard of. The theory is that if your heart rate's high, like a lot of sites say above 140, some say even higher than that, but if it's high, it's a girl. If it's lower, it's a boy. Let's see what mine is. All right, so now we have the heart rate, and the theory is that if your baby's heart rate is higher or above about 140 beats per minute, then it means you're carrying a girl. If it's lower, a boy. So mine was super high, like every time I've gone. So mine, in that theory, mine says a girl. Okay, so point for girl. Okay, the next one is pretty simple. It's the parents, the mother and the father, the partner, the parents' intuition. What do the parents feel? Like, this is supposed to be pretty accurate, but so let's see how Kyle and I feel.
So when I was first found out I was pregnant, I was convinced it was a girl. And then I had no idea, like I didn't have a feeling one way or the other. And then I became convinced it was a boy. And I've really felt very strongly that it's a boy. But the last few days I've been confused again. But I still find myself only trying to think of boy names, not girl names, so I don't know. And Kyle told me last week that he thought it was a boy. Could you imagine another boy?
Mm-hmm.
And Kyle's never thought the kids were one way or the other with the other two. This is the first time I've ever heard him have an opinion about what he thought the baby was. Just based on gut feeling. Which I know you don't rely on, but you still.
Yeah, so we're both leaning towards a boy. Although, like I said, I kind of have started to hesitate about that. I was feeling it really strongly. Now it's starting to go away. So I'm not sure, but I'm still just going to lean towards a boy. All right, and the last test that we did, this isn't really a test, it's just like a theory, and that is, it's the beauty test, the beauty theory. And the theory is that if you have dry skin, dry hair, acne, things like that, if you're not looking as good as normal, those hormones are kind of taking a toll on you. The theory is that you're having a girl because the little baby girl is stealing your beauty. And that if your hair's shiny, if you're having good skin, you're having a little boy. That's the theory. I had great skin and great shiny hair with both of my last two children, and I had one of each, so there you go. But for purposes of this pregnancy, I've already complained about it. My skin has been really nice lately, but at the beginning it was not so good, and my hair has been dry, so that is a point for girl. So that makes the final results say that there are 6 points for boy and 5 points for girl. So it looks like boy won in this situation. So there we go, and you can watch our video of when we did the gender wives tell with Grayson. That one, I think it was 1 point extra towards a girl, and we had a boy. So it was almost 50-50, and this time again, it was almost 50-50. So, you know, there you go. It was just a lot of fun to do. All right, you guys, so I want to hear below what your guesses are. Like, what do you think we're having, okay? We got 1 week to find out, like, what is your theory?